Okay, so welcome back to episode 6 of Pop My Cherry Podcast with me, Jerry Labs. We've got producer Sean here, and then we've got a very special guest, psychic Glenn.
Hello.
Oh, Glenn, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right?
Doing all good.
Doing
Happy
good.
to be here.
So Glenn, I think me and you are going to unpack a lot of shit. Buckle up. Because if you know Glenn has been on the podcast scene. You don't hold back, which I love. Very much my vibe. So we're going to talk about absolutely anything and everything. We're going to cover on some dating dilemmas as well. But get ready because this is going to be a bumpy one.
Joe told him he was going to be a daddy.
What?
I told him he was going to be a daddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Before?
He predicted it before I had told
You're joking.
anyone. Like, we hadn't even told my parents or nothing. Like, it's not
But
mad.
you knew, and
Me and Nicole knew.
how just a like so.
His testosterone told me.
What do you mean when you like?
Well, it's really, really the
We're meant to say about that part,
I
Glenn.
felt the pheromones off the woman. I feel the woman's energy off you more, and that's how now.
Yeah.
Oh my
Do you
god!
not know? But when
So I would be able to tell, like I wouldn't be able to tell if someone's pregnant, but I do feel like I have a sixth sense. I can tell if
you
someone.
can read the humans,
Yeah, but I know what someone's having. I've never got that wrong.
Yeah.
So I could look at a girl's bump and I'm like, "You're having a boy. You're having a girl."
Really?
Swear to fuck, and I've never got it wrong. Never. Is that a thing? But then is it maybe people say about the bump?
no, I think I always know. I can feel the energy. Like my friend, we went to caravan, and you could cut the energy being knife. Here's me, you're pregnant. You
Really?
are pregnant.
And did she know she was
She
pregnant?
pushed at him 2 days ago. And I told her waters were going to break at the weekend, and they broke.
And they broke.
Broke.
So this is the way it went down, right? So we were
Right.
recording a podcast.
Right?
We, me and my wife, we hadn't even told anyone that we were trying. We had been trying for like 3 months. And he said on the podcast, like, there's something you're trying to do. And like, it's happened. Like, it's worked. And I had knew at that point, and I was honestly speechless. And then when we were walking out of the room, he like, after the podcast was done, he was like, "Is she pregnant?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my god! And can you pick up like an instant aura? Could you pick up an aura from me right now?
Of course. But it's what we've talked about, like about how people,
Yeah.
the energy, when you're different in any way,
Yeah.
other people like to attack it. But I look at it like a goose that gives. I just think give them the energy. I was in the airport yesterday, right? And because I was dressed all colourful,
Yeah.
there was these Mandarin Oriental ladies.
Right.
And I could just, you know when you hear people thinking?
Yeah.
And I could see the looks and the expressions brought me a lot of joy. See, when I paid attention to them, like just stopped and looked at them, they started going on their phones and all and started freaking out. And I think to myself, why is everyone wearing black? Why is everyone wearing black? Where are you going to funeral?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not even allowed to wear colourful clothes, Jerry. The world judges you. Why? Because you don't fall into the cult of society clothes.
And it is like, what is so outstanding about being different? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's but I feel like a lot of people are so like contained in their wee minds, and anything that's kind of different or goes against the grain, like they nearly. It's not. They're curious by it. They are curious. They love it.
Delighted by it. I think people will laugh and they're delighted, surprised.
Yeah.
To me, that's a better reaction.
Yeah.
And I also think people won't mess with what they think might be crazy.
No. So, but I think it's the curiosity, but then curiosity kills the cat. That they are intrigued by it, but they're also intimidated by it. I find. Do you find people intimidated by you? But I don't think. I think you're a very warm person, though.
I am warm, like, but I know what way I go on. Sometimes I can go on very, like I can rant and rave, but it ends very quickly, and then no, the most part I'm very warm.
But I think everybody's like that,
No,
and especially.
I flip out like I do.
Would you? Would you?
In the past, like I've flipped out like.
Oh, but we've all had them moments. We've all had. By the way, everybody, this is episode 6. This is Glenn, psychic Glenn.
Hello.
So Glenn, bit of background. So obviously, like with the psychic stuff, for anybody that doesn't know, give a bit of like insight onto that, just so people get a idea as to who you are. For anyone that doesn't know,
first tarot cards when I was 11 from my nanny Vela, and there was a book that was in her living room called The Book of Fortune. It was printed over 100 years ago. I used to play with it and pretend it was a never-ending story. I got it out in my early 20s and realised what it actually was. And that book actually fell apart because it sold. But the original book, some follower bought me, even during COVID, and I have the actual book now. So it's been around me.
Yeah.
And I never knew this was what it was going to be. For the most part, I hate it. I think it makes me a wee bit like, people automatically assume. And sometimes it's not the way people think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people think it's nearly like not hippy-dippy, but this kind of...
Yeah, well, it is a wee bit more hippy-dippy.
It is. Not a bad
I don't
way.
like all the death constantly. I
No.
don't. I'm going to say it to you now. Right, listen to me. You have to trust in the afterlife. You have to believe in it, and you have to... We're not meant to question too much. We question too much, we go there.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, you eventually will get bored of life and you get old. Your tits will be in your shoes, your legs will be blue, and you'll be like, get me out of here.
Do you know, I do think, and sometimes I've said that before and people are like, fuck, like that's a bit morbid, but I like, you know, there's a bigger picture.
There is. There's a certain job we come here to do, I think.
Yeah. And I think everybody definitely has like a purpose. And
Maybe not everybody.
Do you think that?
Well, I have a different theory. I don't even believe we're all here. I believe like the petals of a flower. There's
Right.
the centre one, and then there's all replicas, all right round. I think, what if human consciousness is the same? What if there was very few original thoughts, and we just pick up off each other? Clones.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, but like I feel like nearly my brain can't even nearly expand that. It's going to like nearly
You're
shatter
like
into...
that too, a wee bit too.
I know I am. I'm very like, but then
It's alpha. Alpha is the word.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Have you ever had like any kind of like crazy experiences? Say like
scary.
Like say like I don't know, like a hallucination or like anything like that there with doing like readings? Is there any?
Oh,
is there risks that come with it?
Hallucinations. It's funny you actually asked that because yes in a way, but not necessarily doing readings. But my spirituality has been pushed to the limit.
Yeah.
That one of the reasons to stop taking hardcore drugs was because I knew that if I went any further, I wasn't going to be able to come back again.
Really?
Yeah, I gave birth to myself in my kitchen as God. It was terrible. I realised how old I was and everything. You realise why life is the way it is, and I'll explain it.
Yeah.
We come from a source that's whole, so that the human experience is duality.
Uh-huh.
Like you think about it, the male seed,
Yeah.
the R word, the ovary.
Uh-huh.
The female's stronger than the male. It's not actually equal. It isn't equal, and it's wicked. Creation's wicked.
Oh my God.
So when you make love with somebody, you're in that moment, you're getting back together to what you were.
Yeah.
You know, do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean, like with the connection part.
And creation's going to happen whether you like it or not. Creation. That's where we're lucky.
That we don't have to create.
We don't have to create.
You don't have to worry about us. Well, it could be like an immaculate conception. Like I like to believe maybe, potentially I think I'd be like Lady of Leisure.
No, I think
girlfriend experience. I'd love to be like the girlfriend experience. Couple of texts a day, nothing too commitment heavy. Hey, honey, thinking of you. But like I'm maxing out his card. We're maybe in Shoe in the Lisburn Road with the girls. We're having a bitch, drinking Sauvignon Blanc. And then I forget to pick up my kid. But it's okay because they're at like a private education.
No, because he's got
I'm dreaming.
He's got them picked up. He's going to have your dinner ready for you. And he's ringing you to see what time you're coming home at.
Oh, I wouldn't want that.
No.
Well, no, because like Shoe in the Lisburn Road could turn into like a night out in the Kremlin. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the night's young.
But just as long as he's there with the child, you know what I mean? You've got to have your dignity in your life. If you're going to be a mommy, you've got to have your independence.
I think I'd be like a mix of like trophy mom, scummy mom.
Yeah.
Ish. Which is likely why when we say this all out loud, we're not meant to be mums.
Exactly.
Sean looks nervous.
Exactly. Like, I'm maternal too, like, but...
Stop.
And I think I want
Would you like
someone
kids?
to take care of me, but no, I like to take care of people, and but I think I need to be a slave driver too.
But there's different ways to be nurturing. And there's to be like maternal. Like you don't necessarily have to be like, So for you, like you love to be able to help other people and to give to other people.
I feel sorry for all humans, no matter even what age you are.
Yeah.
I can see even an old man as being very childlike.
Yeah. No, I think we all have that in us, in a way. Do you feel like, obviously, I'm going to imagine that you have like a very like empathetic nature. So, and do you ever find it like a struggle to switch that part off?
Sometimes it can be unbearable, but it's never my own stuff. It's always other people.
Other people. So you know the way when you hear about, like, say, counsellors and people in different types of vocations, even like doctors, nurses, it is hard to kind of like compartmentalize
like
that.
Single mothers and all, that type of thing.
Yeah,
really gets me because I'm like, I see the struggle sometimes, and I go, whoa.
Yeah,
and I go, maybe mankind should be doing more.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think men could do with.
Not all men,
not all men. No, it's not fair to categorize. No, and no, but it's. And what would your relationship be like with men? Like, would you be in the dating scene here or no?
Not really. Like I have went on the last date I really went on here. Nice guy, normal, calm, peaceful. But sure, every time I was with him, every time we were eating, my food kept getting stuck.
Right.
I had an exorcist moment in the chest there. It went on for 20 minutes. Like, the women were like, random women were getting up off the sheets and coming over and giving me hankies, and it was terrible.
Fuck.
He sat through that. But the next day I had to dump him.
Oh, you're joking.
I did.
And did he just not know what to do, or was it just like...
What he did was he got up that next day and said something to me that he shouldn't have said.
Right, okay.
That was very sort of...
Below the belt.
Yeah, but not about me, but just... I was like, I'm not playing these games.
Right, okay.
So really, he created his own demise, but really it was me.
Right. And then you were just like, done, enough. And then would you...
See, I can make them dump me too, but...
So,
do you know what I mean?
It's good to be yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to hurt him either, because he's a nice fella. He is a nice guy. I wouldn't want to hurt him.
So you think that was like a rejection, because then like your gut saying nearly like this isn't the one type of thing?
I was nervous around him.
Right, okay.
And,
yeah, because people say like people go chasing butterflies. Do you know this? Like, you know, people think like love's meant to feel this like whirlwind kind of feeling. But you know, actually, like scientifically, that's an anxious thing, I believe.
It is.
It's not meant to feel that way. Love's meant to feel safe.
Safe and peaceful.
But we chase
and, like,
that
you
rush.
Know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Right.
And
so
that's
where
where
we complicate it.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people go wrong, is like they're chasing the rush of like the adrenaline of that, like, oh my god, like I feel so excited and this and that. But it's, if you think about it, it's your nervous system going like, ooh, like it doesn't know, it's too much.
Getting
It's
overwhelmed.
Bad
No.
vibes.
Meanwhile, if you think about it, energies are very like transferable. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you're meant to meet an energy that's kind of like
Calm.
So kind of like yin and yang.
Yeah.
Would that be right?
Chaos and
I keep
peace.
looking at you because like you've like the PhD and all this. Like I'm just kind of maybe talking out of my ass.
I don't. I've had the bumbles on it, the E's, not the PhDs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm like, look over here.
PhDs.
The best
PhDs.
And then tell me, so when you were mentioning obviously about like drug use, like what drugs would it have been? More like
Oh, I was
psychedelics
addicted to
or
speed.
speed?
Speed for 10 years.
Really?
I was hardcore on speed, yeah. And I love psychedelics and all too, but they're completely different. You would
Okay.
never be addicted to them.
Okay.
They would not be addictive.
Right.
In any way. Like, what you'll find is, see the coke people, the
Yeah.
sniffy people, never ever ever take psychedelics.
Really? Why?
They're just two different categories. And often people are really in their category.
Okay.
You know, behaviours, you know what way people are going to behave. There's never no violence when people are taking psychedelics together.
So and psychedelics would be like mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Okay.
Amanita muscaria is the red mushroom that you see with the dots, Super Mario. The other ones, the wee nipple ones, I think they're called wee ghosties. That's what I call them anyway. It's season right now, but don't be picking them. But yeah, psychedelics are mind-blowing. But
What about
stimulants are very mind-blowing
do,
too.
do you put much like value in those ayahuasca trips? And
I haven't done it yet.
have you not done
What's
it?
an ayahuasca trip? Oh god, I'm so like, I'm
Ayahuasca's
a wee
like-
country boy.
You can do it. You can't do it here, but you can smoke it. You can smoke dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT, and if you take 4 puffs, the veil breaks and machine elves come, and you know your purpose and everything, and it like
People go like out in the woods and like
Oh.
find themselves take this like stuff and then
And is this like, is this like a spiritual kind of like,
Yeah.
it's, you're doing it to kind of,
find like
I sat in
answers
a party
and stuff.
before. What do you this? I sat in a party before, and I was like, it was New Year's Eve. I would love acid. I would love acid. I would love acid. Right, but see when I go on like that, it just appears. Some random fella came into that party, and I put my tongue in. He put an acid right in my tongue. Well, I started taking speed to lose weight.
to
Actually,
lose, really?
That's how I first got involved with it, and then it made me feel so good. Made me feel invincible.
Like the weight loss or the drug?
The drug itself made me
Okay.
feel invincible, and it does,
Yeah.
and absolutely does, and that's part of the reason why I am leaving Northern Ireland for a while, because lately I have felt like I've wanted to reach for a bag of speed.
Really? Oh god.
Mm-hmm. Swear I have, like, and I'm not going to,
No, don't.
because it's not the same anyway. It's not. I know it's not,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to be, and I don't want anything to do with it. And I'm not doing that again because it's too good.
And
I would never get off it again. If I
So
start.
you're moving into Valencia.
Well, for as long as I can stick it. My friends have offered me a job in England, being the social media manager. They have a big estate.
Oh,
but
great.
I don't know if that's just. I feel like that's maybe too easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
ready to really let go of my readings and all. I'm not ready
No.
to, at all. I'm not really ready to let go of Northern Ireland fully, but it can't always be around. It's too toxic. I
Yeah.
have my own all too. It's like, you know what I mean?
And do you know, I've definitely found, I've had a point, I moved to like Ibiza one time and it was like, I really hated being here. Like your environment does play a lot to your like mindset, I feel. And it's not necessarily that here is like a bad doom and gloom place, but like you need to, it's good to get away from it for some people.
It's a very small place.
Yeah, and I think for people like us, we're a bit more like, you know, we're flamboyant and we're extrovert, and you know, it's kind of like you feel like sometimes you literally feel like you're a fucking UFO, and it's like I'm really not that.
Do you feel like an alien too?
Yeah, and I'm really not that big a deal. Like I'm living a very honest, authentic life. What is so offensive about that? I don't get it. Like, and the same, I'm sure, applies to you. You're not hurting anybody. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what's so triggering? What's so offensive about a human being's existence? I don't get it. And I think that's just why it's good. There's a big world out there, you know, for people like you and like me. And even what I found whenever I moved was it expanded my mind and made me a lot more open-minded. But then whenever I came home, it gave me kind of more like this confidence within myself to be like, I'm not going to pay attention to it in a calm way. I used to be a lot more like, I hate this small town.
Yeah.
And then I got away, and now I'm like, oh, there's actually charm in this small town, but like I'm just not like them, but I'm not meant to be. But that's not a bad thing. They're them. Yeah. I'm me, and it's.
Do you find men to be not intelligent?
I do find sometimes the thing I struggle with sometimes a lot is like lack of stimulating conversations. Mm-hmm.
I find that too.
I struggle with that.
The boring the
small talk, talking about other people, gossip, judgmental.
And I can always kind of, one or two words, like usually, I can know right away, hi. And it's not being judgmental, it's knowing, it's wisdom.
It's it's the awareness, Yeah. But it's, but then I think that's why I think you'll thrive, to be honest, because I think, especially even like Spain in general, I just find the culture is just so much more like, it's a slower way of living. I feel like here, and I feel like this is the thing, you have to separate. I think it's very easy to look at the culture of here as people, but it's a culture, 9 to 5, we get up, we go to work, it's very mundane, it's very this, it's not really like cosmopolitan, there's not really much to do, the weather's not the best, like there's all these different kind of factors, and unfortunately it kind of dampens the environment which we live in, but it creates this kind of like small-minded mentality of a community, so
I
to
think
speak.
Too, because all our parents and grandparents all grew up in a civil war, they're always like, don't go there, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm just not like that.
Stop, right, this might be such a cliche question. Have you ever seen the movie Ghost?
Yes.
You get this all the time.
No, I haven't had this.
Do you not? Like Whoopi Goldberg?
Yes, I know.
You're in danger, girl.
And Demi Moore, and I know.
Yeah.
And that song on Cheap Melody. I love it.
Oh, stop it. Have you seen Ghost?
I haven't, but I know all.
Have you not?
No, I've never watched it, but I know like
that's another cardinal sin,
all the crack. You know what I mean?
You've seen the pottery scene.
The pottery scene,
yeah.
It's iconic. Like
I know that's kind of like the love I want, but also kind of like with a ghost. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that type of thing's real. Apparently, can
you?
An incubus is a succubus. A succubus is the female one that has sex with you in your sleep, and an incubus is the one that, or maybe the other way around.
Have you told me that you've had experiences like that?
I sometimes wake up with bruises. I do, honest to God. Sometimes I wake up with bruises on my body. Like, I definitely do. Definitely do. There's weird things goes on. There is. And in my sleep, there is. But only when I'm in my house and only when I'm on my own.
Do you have, so I know you've had, like, recurring characters.
Yeah.
In the past. Do you have anyone at the minute?
Sorry, just so I'm on speed here.
Like, as in ghosts.
Are we on about ghost partners?
As in an energy.
Really? Right, okay.
I don't have ghost partners as such, but I have entities that kind of come now and again that are in my life and then they go away again. But no, there's nothing at them. I'm trying to cut that at all. I'm trying to not have any attachments to them, like, no.
Because your childhood one was Reuben, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Reuben?
Mm-hmm. Reuben. My mum and daddy seen him too, like. But then I go, was it trauma? Is it pain that created Reuben? I don't know.
But when you say about questioning too much, it's, oh my God. Because you could, like, the thing is, nobody ever really knows the answers. This is so, like...
Yeah, nobody does.
It's like a conspiracy kind
Nobody does, no, but I think a lot more people, like, see, when I was in England, and that wee bar and all, I could see them walk past me, stand in the corner, they were there,
really?
And you looked and wasn't one there, it was constant. But it didn't scare me, but it scared other people.
It scared other people by seeing your reaction?
No, it scared other people
because they
more.
Seen it?
I loved it. I never felt alone. I was like, it just was great. Even I felt myself going to say alone. There was nobody there. Like, it was like weird. But everyone else would have got really freaked out. That's where I felt very at peace with it. I loved it.
And did you feel like, would you have like a spiritual connection with, say, like people who've passed away? So do you know certain? So I know there's certain levels, or there's certain. I don't know much about this kind of stuff. So if I say something wrong,
the ones that are always there, usually they don't want your attention. They're just there enjoying what you're enjoying too. And if a place holds power where there's a lot of fun and a lot of, especially somewhere like a bar, somewhere where people would have lived their lives, really.
Yeah.
People will always go back there, and I feel like the energy's there, but it doesn't necessarily have a message, or doesn't necessarily even need to know that it's gone.
Right.
Really, it's kind of like that. And then there's these other bastards who come and pretend to be human when they're not, and try to... I went to the graveyard the other night, and I went to the part that I am most frightened of, and I said to myself, right away at 12 o'clock at night, and I went up, and sure, I went on live, my flash wouldn't work, so I had to record it. I took about 10 steps down in this, and these birds, these crows just went crazy, and I mean crazy. Like, they all flew away like fuck out of the nest, and I know whatever that was disturbed them.
Oh my God.
And they warned me. I ran like fuck, and then a girl rang me when I was in England, and Scotland, was like, Glenn, did you watch that back? Here's me, no. I didn't want to watch it back. Here's me, I went home and I didn't want to think about it again, because I started thinking to myself, whatever that was, made me go up there and actually find it. That's how stupid I am. Made me actually go, here's me, haha, no, don't think so. So see, when she said that to me, I was like, girl, I am in Scotland, and that's still trying to get at me. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Like,
it's still trying to get into my head. He's trying to... he's
yeah.
very angry, man, whoever he is. Very angry.
Oh my God.
What's wild?
Do you find, do you ever find it like very like haunted? I would find this very haunted in a way, like
sometimes, but when I go looking for it, when I really go looking for it,
okay.
It's like that. Like I knew that part of the graveyard, I can be in the other bit. It was Saturday night before I went for a walk. I wasn't one bit scared. I was on my own. It was dark.
Yeah.
But that next night, I knew I was going to a place I didn't like, and my God, like I couldn't actually go. I didn't make it right to where I wanted to go because I ended up running away.
Jesus Christ.
Because I just thought to myself, you know what? No, I don't want you. Go away. You're not getting into my brain. I realised, I had an awakening in that moment. It was like, the birds kind of were like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh my God, because the birds show me everything. The birds will always let me know where everything is. And it was like, get out of here.
Is there a meaning with birds in the spiritual world?
Birds are gifts from God, messengers usually.
Yeah.
But birds, see if you can't find something outside. Like my friend found her daddy's grave because the bird showed her where it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's something about a robin as well, isn't there?
The birds know who you are.
Do they?
Yeah, the birds know who you are, of course. And you'll see some of my videos of me walking around that park. Like when I said about Maggie Smith being dead, the birds were all going mad, but it was because I was walking in the park. They were like, "Gosh, Glenn," you know what I mean? I could hear them chirping and going mad.
Sorry. I know what you mean. No, I know.
All in nature, like, is fucking...
There's a bigger thing beyond us, isn't there? Like, there really, really is.
And I think it's all conscious too. We just don't realise.
We don't, aye. Do you think, like, sometimes it's like, as a human species, the most, like,
conscious. Sometimes I think the humans are the most asleep.
That's what I was meaning. Yeah. We're not aware of like nature and the things and the presences around us yet. Oh my God.
What about the second moon business too? I wonder, does that mean we're going to get a period?
What do you mean, what's second moon business?
Apparently there's a second moon now. Did you read that too? There's a second
moon. In the sky?
Aye.
Oh, stop. And Sean, have you heard this?
No.
Maybe we're going to get it. Maybe mankind's going to get a period now. Maybe we're going to have a cycle.
Well, I do believe that we get like some sort of a hormonal thing. Like every month there, like, there is a month where I am like, you can't look at me, but it's not like it's not obviously like a
I got a wee there to look at too.
Like an ovulation type of thing, or like an actual
a mini moon has entered Earth's orbit.
A mini moon.
Mm-hmm.
And has it been spotted
by NASA and stuff? I presume.
You can't see it with the naked eye. It's this whole thing. What's the point even to saying to people?
But then could that not be like a...
But all these floods and all, maybe it's just because it affects the magnetic field, doesn't it?
It does. Mad. See the Robin connection?
Yes.
The spirituality. It's meant to mean like a divine presence.
So is that like...
Like God?
God.
See?
Yeah.
The magpies too.
And the magpies, one for very...
I know, but even if they can... I look at them like cops. Magpies are like cops of the bird world.
Really?
They will find a wee bird that's sick, they'll pick it up, they'll find a dead bird, they'll take it away. Like, that's their job.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But then people say...
houses in the Holy Lands.
But are like magpies not like gold diggers as well? Like they love like all like the shiny shit?
They do. Crows like shiny shit too, don't they?
Crows,
Probably find a crow's nest they'll find.
Like a bit of jewellery and stuff.
There used to be a gay bar called the Crow's Nest in Belfast.
Oh, did there?
Yes, and it was one of the best bars in Belfast.
The Crow's Nest.
The Crow's Nest. It's knocked down the merchants there now and that bit.
Oh, serious?
The side of the merchant.
And would you ever do like the gay bars in Belfast?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. They're gay. Like, and do you do Pride?
I didn't.
Didn't do it this year,
I
no?
went last year. Yeah. I do like Pride, like.
Oh my God, stop. And have you ever done like any like gay nights like Barcelona or any of that type of... No.
But I'm going to go to Fetishes when I'm in Spain.
Oh yes, that's in Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah.
That's like the gay area.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I'd be into all that. Well, I wasn't before now, but maybe I'll...
No, but then I
would never want a gay holiday. I would never think to myself, I need to go to a gay-only place.
No, like a gay hotel or like...
I don't even think... I know some people will go to a child-free zone. I don't think like that.
No.
So I just think sometimes it's about the place where you're going and all. But there is a lot of like...
But there's a lot of people,
it's
very specific, like gay cruises and yeah. No, there's loads. I've never like done any of that type of stuff personally either. But
I haven't been to Mass Plymouth or anything like...
No, neither have I, no. No. It wouldn't be my Grand Canary. I don't think it would be for me.
I don't like all these gangbangs and all, Jerry.
Yeah.
The people are having...
It's
Do you see some of the stuff that these GAYs are doing, not us?
Would you be familiar with any of this? Like, so, like, say, like, if I said it were like dark room.
Nobody would believe us, would they? Nobody would really believe us if we told the truth of what some of it's like.
Yeah.
Dark
and it
rooms?
isn't what we
You
are
don't
like.
know like a dark
I don't
room.
know dark rooms. No, like saunas.
Saunas. So there's like
Never been in a
saunas.
sauna.
Never been in a sauna either. No.
Never.
No.
I was never confident enough. See, when I was young, 18, and felt maybe I would.
Aye.
But no. I was never confident enough to go into a sauna.
No.
Never.
It just wouldn't.
I couldn't. All of it. No way.
No. But I am very, like, I think it's kind of like, I think people like look at me and think, oh, he's an old dirty cunt, you know, but like the reality actually, I am quite,
no, you're
like,
a good boy.
I
feel like you're
am a wee,
I
like...
feel like he needs spray it, doesn't he? He does, but...
Get the Tremona.
I think people think that about me too.
But I like, but it's because we're very like we're in touch with ourselves.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I think people think that. Remember I say about the whole Jordan shit. Like people, I'm very like people think that, but it's like, oh, like you see if you, I'm like like no, I'm Granny McGee like deep down. Oh, like I'm not like boring.
But you're not.
I'm not. But no, I'm very like I'm very traditional values.
Yeah.
I feel, but I'm not. I'm very open minded to other people. Do you know, I would never judge anybody.
Yeah. Where everything's cults, it is. And it's not a bad thing, it's just a human nature. You've cult of gays, you've cult of makeup, you've cult of comedians, you've cult of fitness people, you've cult of psychic people, you've cult of... Many cults do you need?
And then would you say, are they the people that really are in group, like it's their DNA? Is that what you mean? Like people
Humans
that really...
do like to feel a part of things.
Yeah.
They do like to feel included and they do like to... But I think everything is really cult-like. I was thinking this in the airport yesterday when... I was like, you know what, because I'm not wearing a suit and I don't like, look, I'm going to a funeral. I'm not in your cult.
Yes.
Country music cult.
Country music cult.
All different
It would be very...
Cult of sports.
But I feel like it's a new
Cult
one where
of
people
politics.
just joined it.
The Derek Ryan cult.
Derek Ryan. I don't think that's a cult
cults.
anymore, though. I think Derek Ryan... Is Derek Ryan still a vibe?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that still a vibe?
I'm out of the loop.
It's all like Morgan Wallen and...
it's like
all
this
that.
new.
Like American country now is apparently like the big thing. But it's funny, people just like jump from ship to ship, isn't it? Like, aye.
It's all cult behaviour.
Yeah.
Cult behaviour. It really is, like.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Yes.
And I don't think I'm in any category, really.
Oh.
I know.
But you're happy?
Yes.
Yeah, you're free from
Yes. Nor do I want my own cult.
it. No.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But
I just think you're a shepherd. There's shepherd and there's... And this isn't a bad thing. There's shepherds and there's sheep.
Yeah.
And sheep isn't a bad thing, Glenn. I don't think it's like some people just that's what gives them a sense of purpose
Exactly.
but they're maybe not necessarily fully in tune with themselves, or maybe that's just some people like
I think we all pick up on each other and we all learn from each other. Some people are able to give more of an expression than other people, and I think that's really what it is.
Yeah. But then I have some friends and they do say it, and they're like, look, I'll own it. They're like, look, I've got the handbook and being a basic bitch. Like, you know, I love to go to Pilates and I buy an O'Poly dress and I like to get like
pumpkin spice lattes.
Pumpkin spice lattes and wear a fedora hat in October, and that's their thing. And they shop in Zara and whatever Molly May wears, they'll buy it. But they own it. I like that about. They're very like, and I don't. They like their wee. Some people don't want to
even think about
expand
it.
out of their own wee mind,
I
and
know.
that's fine as well.
It's like the threads of a pattern.
Stanley Cup.
It is.
Yeah, I know you have a Stanley Cup as
Range
well.
Rover.
Range Rover, yeah, or Fiat 500 if you can't afford the Range Rover.
It's not even that. What about the cult of fucking selfies? See if I've seen your face once. I've fucking seen it 100 times. I can't look people looking at me. See these people. I'm sorry if you're in your 20s. I'm sorry. I was the same. I go right back 10 years ago and believe you me. Like,
oh fuck, I feel like I do that
selfie. But like people selfie, like, and it's constant.
Oh, I love a good selfie. I'm sorry, no.
I like. Well, no,
I know what you mean. I know what you
face.
mean. No, I know what you mean.
Like, it's too upsetting.
Stop. What would you say is like your least favorite? Like kind of like when you mention like cults, like what one annoys you like the most, or you not annoys you, but like you find you don't get?
The Knights Templar.
Templar.
All of it. I think all of it. I think whenever you make other people feel sometimes like they're not a part of it, that is the wrong way to be.
So that's when you say.
I think when you go on cult, like you're limiting yourself to those only people.
So it's kind of like there's no room in the end for anybody else if you're not in the 411.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that there sometimes is what makes people diminish.
Right.
Because you're not expanding. You're not like.
Yeah, no, I get what you
I mean?
I get what you mean. Meanwhile, it's like, so say for instance, whenever I say about my friends who love the old poly dresses, but they're like the most open-minded people. They're like friends of people like me, and they would love like someone like you, and but like it's very not them.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, but that's
it's like people
different.
assuming just because I do what I do that I'm all love and light and all and everything's.
Yeah.
It's not. It's. Do you get what I mean?
No, I completely get.
And people sometimes don't know what is different from what they expect to what really is.
Yeah. And I just think sometimes anything that is different to some people, they
don't like it.
They don't like it, or it makes them maybe feel away. But like I think that progresses the more you put yourself in. This is why I say like when going to Spain, or if you experience different cultures, different walks of life, I feel like that's what really expands your mind.
Yeah.
And you can tell people who have got out and expanded versus people who've kind of just stayed.
Well, some people have a ring done for them. I'm sorry.
Tupperware box.
See if you are. Oh, I'm not being funny, but like, you have to make your own way in life. I think always, and I know maybe if I had kids too, sometimes maybe I would think, God, I would spoil, but I have to be firm.
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? I have a sibling that's very spoilt. 2 siblings that are actually quite spoilt. But it doesn't matter. They need mummy and daddy far more than what I ever actually have.
Right.
Truthfully, I've always been like, no, I want my own way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always wanted to be independent.
Yes.
But it's hard as you get older too. It's kind of like...
You
know what I wish? Because some of my friends are having grandkids, like 37 and their grandparents. You know what I mean?
Oh, so
I go to myself, why didn't I just...
Yeah.
Have sex and have a baby, and I could have a 20-year-old now, like, hello? I would have loved that.
Why, what age are you?
I'll be 37 on the 21st of October.
Mm-hmm.
I regret things like that. Like that, there's maybe something to think about a wee bit.
Like having kids?
Like I wish I had just did it when I was young. I wish I had just slapped me a girl when I was young and just did it, got it out of the way.
Oh, no.
Why not?
I think you're questioning your path.
I know, but like, I go to myself, what have I been doing, really? Because you wake up and you go, my God, the best things in life maybe are creating a family and kids and all, like... And I go, well, Glenn, you've been very selfish.
You see, we touched on this last week.
Yeah.
I think there's no path. I believe that you shouldn't restrict yourself.
Yeah.
That can happen at any point.
Yeah, well, I feel like...
It might not happen in a certain method or, you know, but...
But it just makes me think more about... Like, I'm not money-driven. I'm not financial-driven. I'm not... There's certain things that I feel like I really want in life and things that I can really do without. There's nothing I actually want. I find it really hard even to know what I want, I swear. But I think I would like family one day. I would like daughters. I would like...
Yeah.
Because one day I want to be old and I don't want it to be about me anymore.
Yeah.
See,
do you know what I mean?
I see that as a massive positive thing because it
is, isn't it?
You know, because I don't believe in regret, really.
Yeah.
No.
You know, because you made the decisions, you thought about it, and you done it. And for better or worse.
It's not that there. You think you're gay because your willy goes up because of men, and then you get the emotional maturity and realise you don't even fucking like them.
As you mean, right?
Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
It's like I vibe more with girls. I vibe more with females, and they stimulate me a lot more and all. Like, but I mean,
I know what you mean.
It's not going to get big and hard.
Like
people say, Glenn, how do you know you're gay if you haven't tried it? Because
Viagra
it doesn't work. No, I've tried with Viagra.
Oh really? Oh fuck's sake!
And that was with the
what?
meal. We had a Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
That was an experience too.
Oh.
But yeah, I tried. And it worked a wee bit, but not really.
No.
Only.
Well, you're meant to be gay then.
Exactly. I know.
You just haven't
gay.
found. I think.
But I'm not. I don't have a type. I don't have like most of my partners that I've had. I've been the boy. I have been the man. I've always been the man.
And what would you rather be?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I'm scared. I think I would be a scared. I think sometimes I love the idea of a man being a man, but like it's very, very, very frightening.
Yeah.
Very frightening.
No, I got you. Yeah.
I like to be the mummy. I like to be.
Yeah.
But I've always been the boy all the relationship, and I've been completely been the man. Like I have.
Yeah, but I'm not. I've always been Tinkerbell. Like, do you know?
Yeah.
And I want like.
I would like to. Be
and I want King Kong.
But there's nobody. It's Tinkerbell me ever.
No.
They all get terrified.
But then it's you want a gentleman.
Yeah.
That's the difference. When you get older, you realize, like, the thing is, it's funny, and girls will relate to this too, it's like when you're younger, what you go for the danger, you go for the thrill, you go for the bad boy, you go for like there's something, all the wrong things, or all the things that you're attracted to comes with like a con or another side of the coin.
Yeah.
And then when you get older, I think it's when you go through like the ringer of it, where like, you know, you're kind of like, your values change. So for me, if I'm looking for like a romantic partner, like it would be values before looks.
Oh, 100%.
Like very much we have to like align with our values.
I feel like too, I'm realising this too as I've got older.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was like, if I didn't fancy somebody, it was just that. It was like black and white.
Yeah.
But now I get older, I go, certain values, certain things, certain traits, certain personality. Like, there's just some people that I just look at and go, yes. And there's other people, it doesn't matter what you have or who you are, just it's a no.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a term for that. What's the term?
For what?
So say it's a sexuality. If somebody is attracted to, it's like an aura, or like it's more about the connection as opposed to like the gender, or like say like non-conforming gender. Like it's not about it's not about like obviously.
I see other people's qualities.
Is it asexual?
And it makes me like
asexual is like
you don't have sexual.
You're not attracted to.
You're not attracted to anybody in a sexual.
Pansexual is you're attracted to anyone regardless of
gender.
But I don't know what that is.
There's one that's specific about like an aura, or about a like it's kind of it's about connection and getting to know somebody, and you kind of have to know somebody on a personal, intimate level before you would feel a physical attraction.
I think there's a whole lot of people out there. Yeah, you might be fucking, you might be having sex, but you do not know a thing about intimacy. You're afraid of intimacy. Most people don't know how to be intimate at all.
Because intimacy is such a vulnerable thing.
It is.
It really is.
And that's what I crave. Like that's what I love.
Yeah.
But it's not always. I don't think I've even had that because I've never let my wall down. I can't even say I've even been with anybody. Well, not in my 20s when I was young, where I let the wall down, really let them in and all like.
Yeah.
But I think now I want that. I need that. I need to be vulnerable.
But I think that comes from the whole. I think because like we grew up in a time period where like sexuality is made to feel like a taboo thing, or like we're the dirty secret, or we're the guilty pleasure, or we're the person where we can be loved in the dark but we can't be loved in the light, and things like that. And I think that definitely messes up.
We want what our friends have, and it's like yeah.
But then I think I've sat on the sideline for a long time, so I've been very observant of. I find fascinating the human relationship. Like I've observed a lot, and I'm like, wouldn't want this. And then sometimes you can sit in the sideline that long that you're kind of like, fuck, you know what, actually, like I'm actually happy enough to sit in the sub bench here.
Definitely.
It's a quieter life, like.
It's more peaceful. Imagine going through all that heartache, or somebody not being true enough.
Yeah.
Or strong enough. I can't meet anybody strong enough. That's what it really is, strong enough. Because to go home and mummy makes it better. They're terrified of me maybe being a wee bit more smarter than mummy. Yeah. And that's really the whole thing. I'm not your granny. I'm not going to scare you.
No.
You know what I mean? But it is like that. And I'm not dumbing myself down. Do you know, I've been with people before, like, and not even able to have conversations that are just innate that I can even have with my clients.
Yeah.
Like, dumbing myself down.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
And that's the one thing, I think that's the one thing I don't think should be right. You should never dull your sparkle.
Yeah. For
anybody. But the thing, sometimes I think we live in such like, when you talk about like matrices and stuff, this dating matrix, whereas like people feel like, oh, I have to be on Tinder and I have to go on 5 dates or else I'm not like we're not meant to be dateable to every fucking human being.
Oh, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like you don't want to be.
But not everybody's worthy enough for us.
No.
And not everybody can handle it. They can't.
They can't.
really
No, they can't.
not.
No, they can't.
Because
They
to
can't.
be around, I would say even you have to be strong.
Yeah.
Because you've been through pain, and that's
Yeah.
why you're strong.
Yeah. No, I need somebody.
Was your voice always deeper? Did it break later on?
My voice was my voice was actually really hyper feminine,
Yeah.
and then it broke.
Like in your 20s, did it break?
Broke. I think maybe like 16.
Really?
But it
Mine didn't
broke.
fully
It broke really like.
hum until I was 28.
Oh really?
Yes. I have videos and you can go back and I sound very camp and flamboyant.
Yeah.
And then whatever I went through, I think really just give me that hum.
No, mine's broke. I think whenever I was like maybe like.
Say you
late
sound very
teenager.
masculine.
Really?
Yes,
Oh
completely.
no. But
You
then
do not sound feminine in any
Do you
way.
think not?
No one see your ballsiness and all. It's actually very alpha male.
do you think?
Yes.
Dan, I think you're the first person to ever say that. Sean, do you think I'm an alpha
Could you
male?
imagine telling him what to do? Could you imagine it? I could see me being pussy whipped again and not falling in that.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? But it's true. That's just the way the energy is.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I don't think I have an alpha energy, no.
you do.
I,
Of course you do.
I think you've a deep enough voice, but
And you're strong character
there's
and you're
femininity.
vocal and
I'd say I'm more feminine. No?
You certainly portray, you like it, but who you are and what you speak, and it's very masculine.
Yeah.
Very, very masculine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn, I don't know if I like this. Really?
Of course. You don't sound like you're putting on a voice to be something you're not.
Oh, Jesus, no.
And so many people, and I used to maybe do it when I was young.
No.
You put on all this campness and all.
Yes.
You're just you.
Oh, no,
Do you get what I
this
mean?
is just me, but like I did, like,
And you
know,
sound very hot. You sound very masculine.
yeah.
Right?
But then I find I am very like middle of the road in the sense of like, could I sit in a room with a pile of lads and talk about football? No problem. Am I with one of the? Could I sit with the girls? No bother. Like I've got like a 2-1 classification from dollage. Like I'm a doll.
But see, I hate both categories.
Oh
I'm like, no, I don't want to go be with. I'm sick of being with all the girls too
yeah.
because it gets draining.
I've
I
went
think
and
you're.
done. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean.
I've went and done some research. So
Okay.
Some people who consider themselves pansexual describe it a bit differently than just being attracted to all genders.
Right.
They specify it by saying I'm attracted to all genders, but I'm most attracted to someone by their energy rather than their gender. So their gender doesn't come into it. So they consider themselves pansexual.
Pansexual. Because technically then bisexual would be that you're attracted to both genders
Yes.
as in a physical capacity. Meanwhile, this is about an energy
See, I don't
connection.
think it's a physical thing at all. Like, I mean, the hormones are a physical thing, but that goes away. That you're not hormone driven as much when you get a wee bit older.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hormone-driven.
I know, because when you think even like when you're like a teenager and then when you even when now at 30, I'm like, oh fuck, I can't be
So you
bothered.
have the energy, like,
I'm like, oh fuck, do I have to shave my pubes?
Sometimes you make love to yourself.
Can't even be bothered doing that there. I'll just get a bit of toast and go to bed. Oh God. I'm very undateable. Jesus, I maybe do need to go to the dark room or go to Gran Canaria. Fuck. So would you say you're like open to love or no?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And love is every form. Love is really every form. But
Yeah.
it's attachments and bad attachments. And I would like to meet positive people, I think. I would
Yeah.
like to meet a good influence.
Yeah.
I would like to be in love.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I believe, do you believe in the saying, Sean, it comes when you're not looking, or
Yeah, absolutely.
do you believe in that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've also seen people, get successful on the likes of apps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I also think, it's came down the line when they've been like, they're just going for the motions of it, and then all of a sudden, boom, like
It just has to make a ton of bricks.
comes along. But I think in most scenarios, it's like, you're not necessarily looking for love.
You're not looking for it, no.
Love just hits you up in the face.
I think
See, I
so.
don't think I'm looking for it. I'm more afraid of what's going to hit me next. Like, no, because it's like a minefield. You don't know.
Do you know what? But if you see if I was to be real here right now, do you know what I would actually say? I think the timing of everything that seems to be happening for you is happening at the
Yeah.
right time. I think you really do need to go away.
Aye.
Because what I'm getting here is, the vibe I'm getting from you is, and I mean this in like the good way, like, do you know what I mean whenever I say like breakdown, breakthrough?
Yeah,
Like there's,
definitely.
You're suppressed in a way.
yeah.
And someone's going to break through to your higher
Aye.
purpose. I
know
feel like
that.
something
I
big is
feel
going to
that.
be coming here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like
But there's something that's holding you. Oh, I'm the psychic.
I'm intuitive.
Just well, I'm good at rubbing balls. No,
I'm just good at pulling them off.
But I feel like there's something coming that's gonna
Open me up more.
open you up more.
And
There's
I think so.
Yeah,
Because I am very Northern Ireland so suppressive.
because you are so unique.
Think
Like,
so?
oh my god!
But I have different sides. Like some people will
And
see
not
me as
every-
hilarious. Some people will see me as like, but I actually have all different.
Yeah.
Academic. All
No,
different sides.
100%. But I think though it's very much like I think the type of person that you need to meet will be someone. I think you need someone alpha, but someone soft. So, but by soft I mean patient. I think
Yes.
because I think you need. You are like a wee
Jerry's the
Tasmanian.
therapist.
You're like a Tasmanian devil, but you have to be allowed to do the spins, like
I have to be allowed to be the devil.
yeah,
Exactly.
and spin about and go.
He just
and
said
then
it. That's the truth. But that is really, and patience is.
and then give him the minute, and then
That's
be
all
like,
I ever ask for
right,
is patience
Glenn.
because.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Because
Yeah.
I can pop off and then I can go on, like next minute I can flip back into normal again. Sometimes I react.
But that's not a bad thing.
I mean-
Do you know, it's like everybody should, like this, when we say about like dawn and the sparkle, nobody should be telling you what to do, what to wear, how to behave, etc. They should be able to understand you, see you clearly for who you are. Right, they do that because of that, or that there's maybe like a reaction of this, or that's maybe an insecurity.
Yeah.
How can I reassure them? How can I help them? And we should be, I think, in a relationship, it should be a team. Like we're giving
But how
that
do you
to
know
one
all this?
another.
Like that's exactly it. And it's
Yeah.
that in native thinking that I need someone actually to think rather than me going, oh, I want to date you. The person needs to be able to think all that and know all that.
Yeah, but then I do think
You know
that
what
I think we live in a culture, I believe, like shows like Love Island and shit like this. It's all bollocks. But I think it's created this culture now where I think people have very, very high unattainable bars. Like set the bar high, but let like. Some people are very like, well, if you don't do this and you don't buy me
Yeah.
that and you don't da da da
would
da
never
and you
be
don't
like
jump through 5 hoops, what is this? Like
I
a
would
dog?
never
Is
be
this a
like
dog
that.
show contest?
But even emotionally, I think
Yeah.
like everybody's developing too, and we're all not perfect.
No.
So
Yeah.
I also
No.
feel like if someone isn't showing you that understanding, but you still enjoy their company,
Yeah.
it's about developing that
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
sense.
And I've
of
also realised too that not
emotion too.
everyone that I'm around can actually fully understand and get everything that I get.
No.
And that's okay too. I've realised that as
You
well.
have to, yeah.
I want them to be their own person. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Kind of.
Yeah.
And being comfortable with disagreement. Like I've had, like you like it's okay to have different views. It's okay to
Yeah.
like it
That's how you grow.
Yeah, it's just the key is obviously not being
But
disrespectful.
I think sometimes gay relationships too, I think with definitely between men, it can get very like jealous or competitive or like
Okay,
that's just experiences I've had.
You've
and
had,
cheating
yeah.
and all. I
Yeah.
get me annoyed.
and it's I think it's love's not meant to be possessive. What's your thoughts on like open relationships and monogamy and things like this?
I think I would like to meet somebody. Obviously, I would like to be monogamous.
Yeah.
Monogamy would be the way that I am.
Yeah,
However, I am fully aware that sex and love are not always the exact same thing.
No.
And I would not hold it over my partner for
yeah,
doing something that I would have did. Do you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, not like, but not. That's not to say that that's the type of life that I want to live.
yeah.
But I'm certainly not gonna cut your hard on off because you've got a hard on.
Right.
You
Sean,
know, you're allowed to be human.
thoughts? So Sean's, you're a straight man, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think gays have a more liberal, open view to this compared to maybe straight
Yeah, there's
relationships.
a lot more polyamory
Yeah.
and like that word like well we're monogamous
Yes.
and
Well, I've always been monogamous. Like,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
I've never been in a relationship, but I'm just
no,
saying.
no.
I don't know. It's like again,
Yeah.
even with the competitiveness and
Yeah.
stuff as well. I think it
Yeah, it doesn't
draws
have to
in a lot
necessarily
of,
mean that their
Because I
part.
sometimes think I can meet somebody, right, and then be a lot more sexual than me.
Yeah.
I haven't got all the time in the world to be doing all that. Like,
Yeah.
once or twice a week, maybe if you're lucky, but like, really, come on.
So you nearly like go you off and
If that's really, I knew that's what my partner needed.
See, sometimes
Don't fucking
like
right.
from people I've known
yes.
that have been part of that, there's a reason. There's been a reason to the
Open.
want for the open relationship or for the polyamory, whether it's
There's
like
been an
See, if I
unfulfillment.
loved someone,
Yes.
I would never think of wanting anybody else.
No, I'm the same as you.
I wouldn't.
I'm the same
that's
as
it.
you.
But I mean, like,
I don't begrudge anyone
No, neither do I.
who we want to practice it, but like
but I think two men can both look at a man and go, do you not think he's like, do you think two men can both like go, but I think him, like,
But then
you
I
know?
think in a straight relationship, I think if a man turned around to his girlfriend and goes, "Here, she's fat," isn't I don't think. I think in majority the girl would maybe be I think she would be insulted or she'd be hurt by it.
Yeah.
But I think this goes down to like, this goes down to like, gender is obviously such a spectrum. So I don't want to like pinpoint like male and female, but I just think that like a feminine energies, sex is very like, traditionally speaking, more personal, more intimate, more vulnerable. Yeah. Men have more of like a physical, they're able to detach intimacy and sex.
Yeah.
Women, I think, see intimacy and sex as more of like a merged thing. Yeah. And I think that's where maybe the miscommunication.
There's this thing with men where we go like, oh, we don't care, like, you know what I mean? But like,
but you don't, because the second you come, the hormone leaves you and you don't want to look at the person.
That's true. Oh, I can remember, like, whenever I was maybe like, as soon as you're done, you're ready to put on like Adele's greatest hits and you're crying. Yeah. Never mind.
Unless you're really into somebody and it doesn't.
Because then that's because it's an intimate exchange. Yeah. Because if you like somebody, you never feel that feeling. Yeah. But that's the release of a hormone, technically.
Definitely.
Yeah. But but I think with open relationships and closed, I think what I'm learning is that relationships should be defined by the two people.
Yeah.
And I believe that where a lot of relationships break down is the outside noise of society. Yep. Of what, if you even think back in the day, like, do you remember them magazines that you would have bought and it was like telling you like how to like win a man or how to like, you know, all it's so fucked up, to be honest. Like
even Sex and City, Carrie created her own.
Yeah, like very like how do you like
how do you manifest and work a man?
And it was nearly like relationships were seen as like pursuing and like possession and ownership, and that's the part. So when the open monogamous thing, I don't think love is meant to be possessive, and I just mean that in general. I don't believe in the where are you at, you need a da.
Absolutely.
But there should be a common, like there should be a mutual respect. Whereas like if I was in a relationship with somebody, I would like to think that you would know, because I would text you to let you know I'm home safe or something. So I would expect you to do the same in return. I shouldn't have to be controlling. I shouldn't have to be possessive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's really about meeting somebody that aligns with your values.
Obsessed. I think I'd like meet somebody who maybe was a bit smarter and who knew how to say, right, Glenn, but think about it that way or do it that way. That would make me maybe...
And challenge your... Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never had that. Never.
But do you believe opposites attract?
Yeah.
But then what I found is that opposites end up
being so opposite
that you end up
being like
molding together. I know. I have found with my wife, anything that we had, it's like, you know, individual we like interests turned into shared interests.
Right.
You know,
but is that a bad thing?
It's a great thing.
It's a great thing. Yeah.
It's something that I've enjoyed, you know, like, and like, see, even in terms of energies and stuff, I feel like she's picked up like masculine things off me, and I've picked up feminine things off her. You know what I mean? You become, I think, a bit more. It tears away at some of those like societal stuff.
Yeah,
and people say to you about, you know, like, men should behave like this and like that.
Or that.
Yeah. So it strips away some of that bullshit that you don't really need.
No.
And like, it sort of makes you a bit more of an all-rounded
person,
human.
And I think that's we can gain a lot from other people, but I think people different to us.
Yeah.
So for instance, I think I'm very much like a very flamboyant, and I'm very like woohoo, but also I have a very like I have great emotional intelligence, but I am maybe a bit more like, what's the word, like lighthearted.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I would gravitate towards somebody more like stable, shit together.
Yep.
But then I feel like I could bring something out in them, vice versa.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the fun. And they level me up. Like I'm like, oh right, okay, I need to start thinking about my credit score. And then I may be like, right, come on, let's go on a roller coaster. And they're like, okay, let's live life on the edge. Do you know what I mean?
It's a partnership.
Stop it. Right. Do you feel like you're good at relationship advice? Because we've got some dating dilemmas.
With other people, I am, but not for myself.
Okay, so we have done a segment on here, kind of like dating dilemmas.
Yep.
I thought that you would be a great fit for this.
Yep.
No bullshit.
Okay.
But also we've got like the sixth sense. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So we're getting some sort of like an energy. So I feel like
I'll hear what they say to me.
So something's going to come through here. So we've got responses.
Yep.
You've got my opinion with the emotional intelligence, Glenn with the no bullshit, straight up, really, really insightful advice, but also getting the energy and the presence. So we're getting some spirituality through here, and we're going to be getting some signs. And then we've got Sean, who's straight. Just a kind of versatile. Sorry, Sean, that's a sin. No, it's not a bad thing.
So there's both your opinions and the wrong opinion.
Right, okay, here we go. Right, what do I say? So, do you need a break or anything? We're all good. We're all good, are we? Yeah.
We're all good.
Okay, right. So, what do I say? Hold on. Okay. Right. Oh God. Right. Are you ready for this?
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay, so first one. Hi, Jerry. Oh, fuck. Hi, Jerry. I love my boyfriend, but I really want to shag this US Marine I kissed in 2017. Who has been snapping me again, so I'm assuming on Snapchat, saying he's coming back here for a holiday. Kill me now. I know it's wrong, but what do I do?
We've all been there.
We've all... Oh.
Listen, honey, the fantasy is usually better than the reality. And if it did play out, it maybe wouldn't be as good, and you risk feeling so guilty and bad then. But it could be the very humble pie you need to make you love your man a bit more and make you get his root chakra going.
Fucking good.
Yeah.
That was good. That's because you know what, Glenn? It's kind of like this. Do you ever think, fuck, I would love like a Chinese or something? You're like, fuck, like.
And then you get it.
And then you get it, and then it's sitting in your stomach, and you're like, fuck, I feel like bloated. And then, like, honestly, like you do like a big spicy shit in the toilet, and you're like, fuck, like your ringer's burnt off you, and you feel shit for it. And you look in the mirror, and you're like, fuck, I'm rotten. And it's kind of like the Chinese fucked you. Do you know what I mean? No.
It's dirty about yourself.
The thought was better than what it was.
And it seems to me that she already feels guilty right now for even having this.
Not. Yeah.
Recognise what the energy you're getting off him. You need to take a wee bit of that energy and put it into the man you're with.
Yeah.
This energy is transferable.
So what you're saying is so she shouldn't meet up with the US Marine.
But she should see it for what it is and realise that part of her deserves to feel excited. She deserves to feel.
Because it's a fantasy.
Yes.
And that shouldn't be suppressed.
Yes.
But instead apply it in a healthy way while still...
But realise if that man can make maybe her own, just a wee bit of work and a wee bit of...
Well, I've an idea. Elliot's. Maybe if we got like a US Marine costume.
Dress him up.
G.I. Joe
Very
vibes.
camp. Like
or, I know, you dress up as a Marine, you put a strap on and you do him.
Yeah.
See, we've got double horns.
Who doesn't love it up the bum?
typical US Army invading everywhere.
Oh, and it will be an invasion. Oh, right. That was good advice, though. Sean, do you have any comments for that one?
I like what Glenn
I like
said.
it. That's
In
really,
terms
really
of
good,
like,
Glenn.
take the energy, you
Yeah.
know, like the excitement and, you know, put it into...
Yeah.
Your relationship, because you can
Your
have that.
relationship.
Sometimes it's about like, sometimes you don't feel that comfortable with your partner because you're,
Yeah.
do you know, and sometimes your partner just needs to give you a good trailing.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes.
No, yeah. And sometimes, like, you can't be like sky high consistently the whole time. Like,
And I know even if she met him,
Yeah.
the sex would be terrible.
it would
for
be,
some reason. Wouldn't it, Jerry?
because
Yes.
there's a fantasy, and I think
Yes.
it's okay to have a fantasy. You shouldn't feel
Keep the fantasy, don't fucking destroy it.
no, but no, it would be like shattered glass. I think, but also don't feel guilty for
How's that
having a
common sense
fantasy.
to us, but...
I just think we're
And we're not in a cult.
the YMCA.
Yes.
So we've no other comments for that.
No,
I feel like you've nailed it.
resolved.
Resolved. Right.
Resolved.
Please do not don't snap him back. Not worth it. Maybe no. Don't. No. Oh God, cut that out. Fuck. Don't.
Finish yourself off and enjoy it.
Yes,
Put it away.
I think so. And yes, put that energy into your man and get to Elliot's and get yourself a fancy dress costume. That's what I would say. Okay. So,
Or Ann Summers.
and some.
Yeah.
It's a bit dear though. Fuck, I sound so cheap.
Worth it.
Have you ever been to Mystique?
Mistake?
It's beside Castle Court.
No.
It's like, so there's like sex shops.
Oh,
sex
I
shops.
like it's
like
Gresham Street.
it's so it's kind of like Ann Summers is very like oh la la.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Mystique's
corporate
like,
sexy.
Yeah, Mystique's more like come here, you little bitch. Like, you know, it's
fucking slag.
like there's like, you know, like festing creams in the full works and like the gloves, the full works, like it's
the masks and all.
oh very.
What is these gas masks?
The gimp masks thing.
Shall I tell them what they're for?
I don't actually know what they're for. Is it like inhaling?
I think it's for urine.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, stop! You know about like water sports and all, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, like golden showers and all that malarkey.
I
Yeah.
never. Like,
Never. No. I'm vanilla.
So
I
am
am missionary. A cup of tea.
Like, being gay was enough.
Yeah.
Being gay is just enough. It's
Being gay
enough.
to me is like a bottomless brunch with drag queens. I love that part of being gay.
Yep.
That's kind of.
Yeah. Whereas
I'm not getting into-
Mystique is like a fucking
Fetish
underground
It's an
sex show in
underground.
Amsterdam.
But Mystique would be more like fetish. So anything kind of fetish, Berlin, things like that. Well, not
What is it with all
necessarily.
these mad fetishes too? Like,
Well, I think a fetish comes from something like a deeper thing within.
I
Like
think
a
so too.
I think it's a trauma
It's
thing.
trauma, I
yeah,
think so too.
because some people love to be humiliated, but where does that come from? You know, like some people love to be like, you know, pain, torture,
Yeah,
and where does that
yeah.
come from? And you know, but I also believe that like you should never kink shame.
yeah.
But I think recognizing where something comes from doesn't mean you have to stop. It doesn't mean that it's bad. Doesn't mean that it's wrong. But just having that self-awareness. Do you know what I mean? But yes. So there's a big difference. But yes, costume and Summers or Elliott's don't go to Mystique because, well, you could get a good latex one. You in a latex? I'm not. No.
White socks maybe be the height of it.
White socks and Calvin Klein's.
Wear a jockstrap maybe. Yeah. I like legs. I'm not going to lie. I like legs. Like I do like legs.
Do you mean like fishnet?
No, just like legs.
Oh, right. Like a nice manly leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just legs. Can look at some of these legs and be like,
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be more like, I like arms, broad shoulders, like The Rock.
No, I don't like
Do you know
big beefy men.
No.
definitely not.
Oh no, I do.
Damn.
I want to be on their shoulders at a concert. Like Ed Sheeran. I'm like,
So on the bike.
or Florence and the Machine. Run fast. And I'm up on his shoulders. Oh, put me down.
Dwayne, stop.
Stop, right. Okay, we've got another one here. Okay, so where do we see? Oh, right, okay. This one's a wee bit more complex. So, me and my boyfriend are currently living in Australia. Although I love my life out here, I someday would like to come back home, but he has recently said he wants to stay here forever. Should I ride the wave and hope he will want the same thing eventually, or am I setting myself up for disappointment?
Well, for a start, you should start by living in the now. If you wanted to be home, you would be home. And I feel like while you're in the now, you need to stay in the now. Everybody changes and everybody grows. But you've got to ask yourself what is wrong with right now.
Oh.
Because I think the fact that you know you want to go home one day, you're using that as your excuse.
Excuse?
For an incompatibility.
Do you think
you're
that's
not willing to communicate about? Yep.
So you think sometimes we create a problem for our subconscious?
We create everything. Yeah.
I agree with that.
You agree with that?
I
yeah.
think sometimes people go like, oh, there's this thing that's getting in the way of my relationship, like, and it's this ultimatum. It's either this changes or I need to go. But it's because they already want out of the relationship.
Yep. You've already decided, love, that what he wants is not what you want.
I also think that's like.
But I think if you wield your power in the right manner, you fucking stand up to him what he gets. But then again, we're not about that.
Oh wait, well, no.
We're about you being empowered enough to know. And
Yeah.
But I'll tell you.
She's already communicated.
Just-
I want to go.
Yep.
He said no. So then if two people
There's
have different things, then you need to go. Right?
They're pulling apart.
But just saying later in life, that doesn't have to do with right
So
now.
she's nearly thinking like but then
Women do this. I want to get married. I want to be sorry, people do this.
yeah.
People. And it's these sort of do what I say right now. Or
Yeah. It's like
It's like an ultimatum, isn't it?
and nearly like if something doesn't go according to their plan, it nearly is like,
Yeah.
oh God, yeah, like the stepping stones type
Yeah.
of thing. Like, why are you thinking 5 years down the line when you don't even know if you'll be here 5 years down the line or where you'll be or
God
who you'll be
spares
with?
us. Yes.
I don't mean in that way. Like, just in general, like, you can maybe be in go join NASA and be in Mars. You might not be on Earth. Didn't mean deaths, but it's like you can't think that far ahead.
And you've also got to be wise and realise that a man will get older and eventually miss home if that's where his home is.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like you're forcing him to deal with trauma he doesn't want to deal with. You're wanting him to be more emotional than what he needs to be right now. I feel he's already did everything for you by going to Australia and doing what you want. You need to persevere.
Yeah.
People think I'm always on the woman's side, but I'm not. I'm pro-love,
Pro-love,
pro-grow, pro-grow.
Yeah.
Pro-grow, pro-fucking-grow.
The only thing I would say, likely, like, as in riding the wave is only prolonging the same question. You already have a question mark about this, so I think that you need to maybe likely communicate with your partner. That's what I would say.
And be real.
And just be like have a kind of like a really honest conversation about your wants in life and see if they match or align.
Yeah. And I feel like talking goes beyond saying, like, you know what, I'd like to go home, and the partner saying, no, I'd like to stay here. I think it has to be like a process.
Yeah, a process.
Why do you need? Yeah. Why do you want to stay here? This is why I want to go home.
The truth of the matter is, it's all going to change when you have babies.
Yeah.
So stop trying to control everything right now when you're not in control. Let the nest be in control.
Yeah.
It's going to happen soon anyway, love. But you're going on. She's asking for it,
But then I think, though, it's more maybe like the fact that this has came up as a conversation, and then it's making her maybe think very far down, like she's spiraling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the girl's point of view, she's maybe thinking, fuck, like, wait a minute, and I've never thought of this before, but maybe I always, do you know, and maybe she's just thinking, she's going, the catastrophizing is quite common, like we all would do it sometimes, where we go to that worst case scenario situation, but the thing is, now it's nearly making her maybe create a want in her head, like, oh, I want to move home, and it's like, but maybe you actually were happy before this conversation. Exactly. Maybe this conversation didn't need to be a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then also now that this conversation has happened, I think just clear the air with it. And just take it day by day, you know. Like,
shouldn't anticipate the future too much.
No, don't.
Don't at all. Like, just let life
people worry too much about the future or live too much in the past. And
definitely. You're not supposed to know it all.
We're only meant to be right here, right now in this moment. Right now in this moment, you're currently listening to us chatting so much shit. And this is this moment. This is all you have guaranteed. And then with that, life...
Don't deny your happiness now.
No.
You don't want to... listen to me, love. How do you know you're even going to want to go home to Belfast? How do you know you're not going to be a billionaire? How do you know you're not going to be living somewhere else? How do you... But you're limiting yourself by saying, we're going home.
Yeah.
Are you old and down already?
No, literally.
Are you decrepit? Because it's kind like... These limiting thoughts, these limiting ideas are really what, like... You know what I mean about the cult behaviour? It's programmed into all our brains.
I like the conditioning.
It really is. Like.
So, but going back to what was said at the start, there could be an element of like maybe the relationship's run its course, and they're throwing a,
and then it's something's changed.
Yeah,
and it's pay attention. Like, be true to what is. Like, ask yourself really, like, what is it? Is it that? Are you so happy and in love and very fulfilled within your relationship? Because I think if you felt so... I think, in my opinion, I'd like to believe if I was so madly, deeply in love, I think I wouldn't be worrying about things like that.
Where you
exactly.
No, you wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Would that be right?
You can be happy wherever
you'd be like, what will be, will be.
Exactly.
Because you're so secure in it.
Yeah.
And the question is really too, if you really loved your partner that much and he really wanted something, why would you want to take him away from what he wanted? Because it's about really compromise, and it's about being unselfish, and it's about being willing to give your partner what they need, even if that means sacrificing what you need.
So we think maybe she's not being fully true to herself in the sense of like what the actual dilemma might be.
Well, I think she's going, something's missing here, and what's really missing is I think her partner's very happy, right? I think she's emotionally stronger, but it'll shift when she becomes a mummy. She'll know her place a lot more. Mm-hmm. But right now it might feel very lonely being where she is. Therefore she may miss home. Oh. But it doesn't mean something's wrong.
So I think there's a bit more soul searching to do.
Bit of soul
searching. And a bit more
Yeah.
conversation to have with the partner.
A bit more, and I think communication will bring clarity with this. So I think you need to have this conversation with him and kind of talk very openly about how you're really feeling. There's no wrong answer. I think a lot of people are afraid. They think, if I say this could jeopardize the relationship. No, honesty is the best thing in a relationship. That's how you connect. That's how you grow. But I hope that works out for you. So we're going to get another one here.
Get yourself a toy to use on him. You might love it.
Dude. Glenn.
You know,
how many people have we recommended strap-ons to in this podcast?
You could make me a strap-on line.
Fuck it, what would you call it?
What would we call it? 2 cherries and a wand.
2 cherries and a wand.
The widow wand. And just like that, the widow wand. That's a fucking brilliant idea.
Glenn's wand.
A widow wand for all the widows.
Oh,
A widow wand.
Oh, stop!
You know what I mean? It'd be a good idea.
Stop. Stop, Glenn. I can't. I need a Valium.
Do you want one?
This has been a roller coaster, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been like therapy.
Let's go again.
Anytime. Just get me on.
Have you had fun? Because
Yeah.
you're kind of like you've done the rounds, like
Yes, I know.
you have. Who's all have you been on then?
Shane's, Dave's, Paddy's. What do you call them? Tyrone's. Connor's. Baron Scully. Who else have I done? I've done a lot.
You've done yes,
I've done Baron Scully too. They're good as well.
Whose was your favourite that you've been on? Don't count this because we're
I like being on Connor's.
Connor's, his is great. Yeah,
but I've liked this too.
You've had it's more like a free conversation.
Very intellectual. Yeah. And very it's been good.
Would you say who was your least favourite? No, don't do that. That's bitchy. Don't answer.
Diona Doherty. And it was only because I was nervous that day, Diona, and David had me doing his podcast and then I was just trailed round yours. So I was nervous. I would have rather it just be me and you, Diona, and not Dave there.
Why? What's wrong with Dave?
Nothing, but I just
all right. One-on-one, not one-on-one. I get you.
Places.
Stop, cake.
You know what I mean? I like them.
Glenn, it has been a pleasure. So usually we would always kind of finish an episode with like a quote. So is there any kind of quote that you would want to share?
Dream your dreams with open eyes and watch them all come true.
Off the cuff. So dream your dream with open eyes.
And watch them all come true.
I love that. So it's kind of like with your dream, to like have an open mind to what that could be.
It's like see it, believe it, and do it.
Right. Because it is all about visualising.
Dream with your eyes wide open, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. All right.
It's nice, isn't it?
It is nice. And I think that's a nice way to...
Finish it off.
If in doubt, buy a strap-on.
It won't let you down. You know what I mean? It won't let you down.
Stop, I'm away. Right, me and Glenn are away to take a Valium. Yes. So thank you so much for listening, Sean. Thank you so much, Glenn, honestly. Psychic Glenn. What's your Instagram, by the way?
At Psychic Glenn.
At Psychic Glenn. So make sure to give Glenn a follow. He's going to be going to Valencia. He's going to be living his Spanish fantasy. There'll be loads of men.
Yes,
loads of sangria.
Two bonito cuño. You have a nice pussy. I've been learning. Aprendo español.
What's that mean?
I'm learning Spanish.
Oh, is it? Do you know guapa? Guapa means beautiful. So if anybody calls you out, somebody called me at one time in Spain. I was like, what the fuck do you call me? And they're like, it means beautiful, but I thought they were calling me a cunt. Yeah. So.
Guapa.
And hola.
Hola.
That's all the basics. On that note, don't forget to subscribe and that's how, and make sure to follow us on our socials. That's how you'll keep up to date with all of the episodes that'll be coming out. Episode 6, Glenn, honestly, this has been a gig. I knew it would be an experience.
Yes.
I've loved it. It's been an
intelligent conversation too. It's
mixture of intelligence, hot mess, honesty.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some people have got a bit of advice. Hopefully, we hope so. We want you to orgasm.
Yeah.
Orgasms will lead to happiness. Shall lead to being fulfilled, and I don't just mean an inner orgasm. I mean the inner orgasm and the outer orgasm, girls.
And about being you mean like happy and fulfilled and
no, because you can have 2 orgasms.
Do you mean? In like a sexual way, or do you mean? Oh, really?
Yes, women could have an internal and an outer. And I think if you.
Oh yes! Oh yeah. No, I know this. Yeah,
focus on the orgasms.
Yeah,
it's
a good
thing. See, we've got cherries. What have you got? What am I mean?